This
all of your
conference will
comments.
now be recorded.
So you got the announcement that the conference is about to be recorded, and we have several folks that are in the courtroom with us at this time. Our auditor, our county clerk, the Commissioner's Court Coordinator. We have the Mayor of Ivanhoe, our Treasurer, and our Emergency Management Coordinator. And we will move forward with the items on the agenda. Gentlemen, as you well know, we typically have minutes that we would acknowledge. Donnie?
Do we have all the commissioners signed in?
Are all the commissioners signed in? Do you see those?
Stephen Stark is here.
Mike?
Buck Hudson
Mike?
is here.
All right. I think we're just missing Martin. We have another caller? Okay. We have a caller that's unaccounted for. If you would please identify yourself. Hello?
It's not Martin.
Sandra
Okay.
Williams.
Oh, hey, Sandra. Welcome. We're going to go
Thank
to
you.
the consider, approve, and informational portion of the agenda. As I had mentioned a little bit earlier, we typically have an acknowledgement of the minutes. However, in view of the items that were on the agenda last Friday, we were striking some items that we were not absolutely have to take action upon, but we've learned a little bit more over the weekend, and even though it's not on there, we will add it next time because Donnie's has the March 9th minutes prepared, so we will just put them for action to receive into the record at our next meeting, Donnie's. Okay, item A is the budget amendment and line item transfers. Jackie Skinner.
I have the 2019, the final budget amendment to close out our fiscal year 2019. I didn't get each individual department to sign off on it. I just did it the easy way out to get it all fixed. And I'm requesting that the court approve these amendments as I presented them.
Okay, gentlemen, you can see there's about 5 pages, 6 pages. And what Donnie's has done for the 2019 budget, this is what we were anticipating that was,
No, it's me, not Donnie. Donnie.
sorry, what Jackie was anticipating is getting this in front of us, and she has been working on it for a period of time, and she is submitting that to us. Is it the request of the court to act upon those budget amendments, or would you prefer to table them until you have an opportunity to see them and study them?
I can tell you that they are all the budget amendments are within the budget themselves. It's not,
I make a motion to approve the line item, the budget amendments. Mike.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion from Mike with a second from Stephen Sturk to accept the budget amendments to the 2019 budget. Are there comments? Questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Stephen Stark, aye. Buck Hudson,
Mike,
aye.
Okay. Are there any nays? And the motion carries unanimously. Item B is the accounts payable. Jackie, you also have that for the court, correct?
yes, and commissioners, you should have received an email from me with this attached. It's the standard accounts payable that we pay each month. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Stephen Stark makes a motion to pay those bills.
Thank you, Stephen.
Michael second it.
Who was the second?
Buck.
Oh, thank you, Buck. There is a motion and second. Are there any comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Stephen Stark, aye.
Are there
Buck
any
Hudson, aye.
opposed? Any opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. We are moving next to the, we have an item from David Waxman, and it is a request for payment to him for professional services regarding the application for DR 4332 Hurricane Harvey TDM funds to be paid from Emergency Disaster Fund. Jackie, you have that for the court.
Yes, this was an invoice that we should have received last year, but they overlooked it. And when they first sent it, it didn't have the description of what disaster it was for. But this is the application that I think we haven't received official notice that we didn't receive it. But we didn't receive any money from it, but this was for them submitting the application. So I'm requesting that I be allowed to pay that out of the emergency disaster fund.
Okay, gentlemen, you've heard the request. Is there a motion? Well, what's the amount, Jackie?
$5,000.
5,000. I make a motion to pay David Waxman and Associates.
Okay, there is a motion,
Mike Moore.
and that's from Mike. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Buck.
Thank you, Buck, for the second. Gentlemen, just as a comment, you may recall we worked on this last year in the hopes of being able to posture the county, and they had agreed to take care of submitting this particular possibility for the county. The word's not coming to me, but we had agreed to provide them, just as a reminder to everybody of what it was. The funds didn't wind up coming down to the county because there was, we didn't meet, Ken, do you recall, did we not meet the threshold, or there was a reason that we didn't?
We haven't ever, the application they did on this one, we have never got a declination. It simply rolled over another amount of money, but it was an application for all 4 precincts and 2 cities, to the tune of about $15 million. So, we never did get declined, and it maybe got rolled over, but I haven't heard anything since about January.
Okay, we still are responsible for the professional services. So we do have a motion with a second. We've had comments. Any additional comments? If not, if you're in favor of this motion, please say aye.
Stephen Stark, aye.
Buck
Mike
Hudson,
Moore,
aye.
aye.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. And I don't think that Martin is on the line yet, so motion carries unanimously. Thank you for your motion and second, gentlemen. We move to item D, which is the approval of the sick leave pool policy to be added to the county employee policy. And Leanne, I'll invite you to scoot up a little bit closer where we can get you onto the mic. And
Is good enough?
that's good enough.
Okay.
Can y'all hear her okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead, Leanne.
Well, this is our sick leave pool policy that we discussed in workshop before. Everything in the policy is what we've discussed before. We all agreed on it. And so today I'm just bringing it forward to be adopted into our employee handbook.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Stephen Stark will make that motion.
Okay, thank you, Stephen.
I'll
Is there a
second it,
second?
Buck Hudson.
Thank you, Buck. I heard your second. Comments or questions? Okay. All in favor, aye?
Stephen Stark,
Aye. Mike Moore.
Buck Hudson, aye.
Okay. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Leanne. Item E is the renewal of the Affordable Care Act reporting and tracking. It's called the ARTS through Texas Association of Counties. Jackie brings that to the court. Jackie?
Yes, this is the standard renewal that we do every year. There's certain reporting that we have to do under the Affordable Care Act, and they assist us with the requirements to make sure we stay in compliance. And I'm requesting that we renew it again. It's at no charge to us to do that, and I'm requesting that we renew it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put that in the form of a motion. Gentlemen, can I receive a second?
Stephen Stark, second.
Thank you, Stephen, for your second. Any comments or questions of Jackie? All in favor, aye?
Stephen Stark, aye.
Okay.
Mike Moore,
Buck
aye.
Hudson, aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Gentlemen, the next 4 items are going to be coming to the court's attention, and they're coming from the Waxman and Associates group. The first one is a proclamation declaring April as Fair Housing Month. Is there a motion?
Mike Marshall, so moved. Thank you, Mike.
Buck Hudson, second.
Thank you, Buck, for your second. It is just simply a proclamation declaring April as Fair Housing Month. All in favor, aye.
Stephen Stark, aye.
Buck Hudson, aye.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Motion carries unanimously. G is the contract with David Waxman for administration services for Tyler County 20-065-087 C-248 grant for the Hurricane Harvey project. So we are entering into a contractual relationship with Waxman for the purpose of administration services. I'll set it in the form of a motion and request a second.
Mike Marshall, second.
Thank you, Mike. I will just share with you, gentlemen, that this particular administration, we were awaiting General Land Office action in order to execute through the county. So that having been accomplished is the reason it's on the court agenda for action. All in favor? Stephen?
Yes, sir. Aye.
Okay. Mike?
Aye.
Buck?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Item H is a resolution designating authorized signatories for contractual documents and documents for requesting funds pertaining to the Tyler County 20-065-087 C-248 grant for the Hurricane Harvey project. Gentlemen, this document is the authority to open up a separate bank account as required for grant projects, and this account allows for paying of bills associated with that grant. Is there a motion?
Mike Marshall, make the motion.
Thank you, Mike. It is for the resolution. Is there a second? I'll second the motion from Mike for the resolution. Now, Stephen, your vote?
Well, I need to know a little bit more about it. Is it, who are we putting on this to be able to sign for money?
Sure. Yes, Jackie is going to speak to that for us.
Okay.
We need to make some changes that are on here. This appears to be an older form that they sent. The contractual signatures need to be the county judge and Martin, because Martin is the pro tem. But the financial and the depository authorization needs to be myself and the county treasurer, because we are the ones that execute the financial documents once the drawdown is sent to us. So what the procedure is, a drawdown will be sent to me from David Waxman's office. It will have where the county judge, the engineer certifies the completion of the work, the county judge approves it, or the judge pro tem if the county judge is not available. And then the request for payment is from me and me and the county treasurer to request the payment from GLO or the state or wherever the money's coming from. So, well, this would be the General Land Office. So I would like it to be in the minutes that the document here, we will correct the names as they should be on it so that it will be approved correctly.
Good question, Stephen. Jackie had visited with me prior to the start of the meeting to call that to my attention, that the way the document was sent, it wasn't accurately captured, and so that's the explanation of why. And we talked about whether we can just strike through the name and pin it in, and with your approval, we will do that.
Yes, I'll approve that.
Okay.
She needs to redo that.
Okay, so that would be a vote for the resolution?
Right, with the correct
Okay.
names on it, yes.
Okay. Mike, your vote?
Yes.
Buck?
Yes, that cleared it up pretty good.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you. That is unanimous. So that motion carries. Item I is also a resolution. It is the adopting of the civil rights plans and procedures for Tyler County for the exact same grant for the Hurricane Harvey project. Again, it is a resolution, and it is to be in compliance with the civil rights plans and procedure regarding this particular grant. And is there a motion?
I'll make that motion. Stephen Stark.
Okay, thank you, Stephen.
I'll
Thank you,
second it,
Buck. I want to let you know that this is just a routine requirement on all grant projects, and the county has passed this for every project that has ever been done. And if the grant would not be able to proceed unless we did pass this resolution. So we do have the motion and the second. Are there any additional comments or questions regarding this resolution? If none, Stephen, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Buck?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item J is the appointment of Dr. Paula Denson as Tyler County Public Health Official during the COVID-19 crisis. Ken and I have been working to try to fortify all of the positions that we need to have in place to speak to the various needs that the county has. And Dr. Denson has agreed to serve in that capacity only during this COVID-19 crisis. And so Ken brings that to the court's attention. And Ken, do you have anything further?
No, sir, she's agreed to do it. We'll swear her in after y'all approve. We're going to get her sworn in and submit the paperwork to the state.
We do have to have the official county public, the Tyler County Public Health Official, and she will fill that capacity. Any additional questions or comments? All in favor, aye? I'm sorry, Stephen,
Stark.
your vote? Sorry, we need a motion, gentlemen.
Stephen Stark
I'll
will make
the
that motion.
Thank you,
Okay.
Stephen. Buck, do you have the second?
Yes, that's good. I'll second.
Thank you, Buck. Okay, so we have Buck and Stephen with a motion, or Stephen and Buck with the motion and second. Stephen, any additional comments?
No,
Okay, Stephen, your vote?
it's for.
Mike?
Yes.
Buck?
For.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, we need a ratification of the amended emergency order. As you know, the executive order that was put into place last week by myself regarding this particular disaster event has to have a ratification. It's only valid for a 7-day period of time. Do you have copies of it?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Is it the pleasure of the court to ratify this amended emergency order?
Yes.
I
Stephen
put it in the
Stark.
form of a motion, Bill.
Mike, I think I heard you first. Did you offer the motion for ratification?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. And Stephen, was your comment in second?
Yes, sir. It's the second. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Comments or questions? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. All in favor, Stephen?
Aye.
Mike?
Yes.
Doug? Okay, thank you,
Yes.
gentlemen. Motion carries unanimously. We also have a ratification on the emergency declaration of disaster. Gentlemen, you may recall that that is the first document in matters such as what we're currently under that has to be acted upon. That was done. It was sent to the governor's office as well as the chief for the emergency management. It identifies Tyler County as being a part of any type of programs or support or assets or funding that could be available, if there is any, to Tyler County during this particular disaster issue. And so I do need a motion for the ratification of the disaster declaration. Is there a motion?
Stephen Stark makes that motion.
Thank you, Stephen. Is there a second?
Buck will second it.
Thank you, Buck. Okay, so we have a motion with second. Comments or questions for the ratification of the emergency declaration disaster? Okay, it's time to vote. Stephen?
For.
Mike?
For.
For.
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. Item M is an addition of the emergency leave to the employee handbook, and Leanne brings that to the court. Leanne?
Okay, we actually have two things. One is for information only, but the other is, actual, emergency, Tyler County leave policy. And this was determined the other day by the committee that, we went upstairs, Donnie, Ken, Stephen, and myself. And this is how it reads, and this will be, put into the policy, for any future, crisis, but at this point, this will not take, effect for the coronavirus. So it reads, emergency leave policy. After a government, federal, state, or local order declaration has been put into place, and until Commissioner's Court rescinds the emergency declaration, Tyler County will pay part-time employees that are directly or indirectly affected by the government order or declaration their regular pay without affecting employees' sick, vacation, or comp time balance. This is based on a 40-hour week for regular employees and an 84-hour 2-week period for law enforcement. The supervising elected or appointed official has the authority to adjust according to the needs of their office. So that needs to be voted on.
Okay, gentlemen, could you all hear Leanne's report?
Yes, Stephen, I heard that.
Okay. We do need a motion for this addition of emergency leave to the employee handbook.
Stephen makes that motion.
Thank you, Stephen. Is there a second?
Mike, second.
Thank you, Mike. Comments or questions? Hearing none. Stephen, your vote?
For.
Mike?
For.
Buck?
For.
Thank you. It is unanimous. Motion passes. All right.
There's a second part of that.
Okay, Leanne says there's a second part. Sorry.
That's all right. The second part of that is that, the president sent down a presidential order that supersedes our emergency leave policy. And, basically, it's for information only. We don't need to act on that because it is in place. And it basically gives two scenarios. One, and it's called the Families First Coronavirus Response Act is what it is. And for sick time, it mandates that, we give 80 hours of sick leave to our employees above and beyond anything they've accrued. There is not a waiting period for that. So if any of our employees are affected by this, and there's a list of criteria that go along with that, and I'll make sure everybody has that. But it does not affect their accrued time, and it takes out of the 80 hours that the government puts aside. On the other side of that, there is the Fmla Extended Act, and what it does is it mandates that we pay employees for FMLA first 10 days, whereas in the past, you know, FMLA is paid unless you utilize your accrued time. So this is there also waits a 12-month period for the FMLA waiting time, and so after 30 days an employee has been here, they can take part in this. Again, list of criteria, but both of these are available for full-time and part-time employees.
Perfect. Thank you, Leanne. Okay, gentlemen, the judge's report that is for the courthouse remediation update. There is a little bit of some information, but it's not critical that we have that put before us at this particular time. There's a little bit more information that is going to be gathered that when appropriate, Kay will put together. Obviously, the immediacy of what's in front of us with also the protecting of ourselves against this pandemic is of an elevated nature. And with that, with the permission of the court, I would like to ask Ken to give us an update from emergency management's perspective regarding things that may be timely in front of us as a county. And Ken, if you'll roll up a little bit where you can get here or take my seat.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just some Tyler County stats first. We've had 2 people tested in Tyler County, no results yet. For the state of Texas, 352 positives, 8 deaths, with about 10,000 have been tested. Kind of what's going on in Tyler County, and it kind of came to a head with a couple of businesses this weekend. Lots of places are closed. With the amended order as of the 19th, it kind of closed a few more places. As of the interpretation order given out on Friday, kind of closed even more places. If you think, I would say in your precinct, if you think you're finding somebody that's in violation of an order, you can give me a call, or you can go say something to them yourself. If it's not essential, and this is it in a nutshell, if it's not essential, it should be closed. And that's actually from the governor. If you watched his press conference yesterday, he made the comment that he doesn't see the need yet to shut down the whole state, yet being a really important word. If we do what we need to do at the local level, he's not going to feel that need. So making sure that essential travel is just that: food, doctors, pharmacy, to and from essential jobs. And I'm sure you all know also about the curfew with the kids. I know the law enforcement's looking at that pretty heavy, pretty much all over. Any questions? That was a pretty quick and dirty update, but any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Okay, questions? Comments?
Thank you all
Gentlemen,
for what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, motion to adjourn, Stephen Sturt.
Before we do, Stephen, if I could just add, I am on several different groups of communication. There is a Southeast Texas County Judges group that's about 6 or 7 of us. We are continuously posting information with each other. Congressman Babin has a county judges group for his district as well. And then there's some additional groups that we are monitoring. This is all brand new. We're certainly not unfamiliar with disaster activities, but this whole thing is new and it has so many different nuances to it. So we're tracking and sharing with one another as quickly as we become aware of things. So you may see amended executive orders coming out in the days ahead. We are attempting to try to reduce those things down to absolutely critical items that would provide for the safety and protection of the citizens of the county. The office is also monitoring and working with various documents, and just to ensure that we are as current and we are as correct and we are as accurate as entirely possible. The mayors have all taken the county's document and they have adapted it as it would be appropriate to their jurisdiction. I would also add that the county order is going to be a stronger order, and at any point in time that there's a matter that elevates to the level that it has the impact for the entirety of the county, then we will move forward with that. But the mayors will put in their own wording pertaining to what's in their jurisdictions as well. We did have a meeting with the mayors last week before we pushed out this amended order, just to let them know what the responsibilities of this office were, and to be sure that we were all on the same page. And so I just want to keep everybody up to date on some of this information that is relative to how the impact is to us. Again, Ken and I are just monitoring these sources of information and trying to put them into how the effect upon us is on as timely of a manner as possible. So thank you for your concerns, your comments, your support, your understanding, and we're going to get through this. We don't know how long it's going to affect us, and we don't know to the extent. A couple of things, and I was out of the room whenever Ken gave his report, but I think that you may have seen in the group message that I sent out to all of us that the focus is containment, and then the goal is saving lives, and that's
that's the focus that I'm personally responsible for to each of you, and I want you to know that we will keep that in the forefront of all of our activities as it would pertain to protecting the citizens. Any additional comments? With that said, Stephen, you have a motion for adjournment?
You have the motion for adjournment.
Okay.
I'll second it. Buck.
Thank you, Buck, for your second. Okay, we have a motion second to adjourn. Stephen?
Vote for adjournment.
Okay. Mike?
For.
Okay, and Buck?
For.
Okay, we'll stand adjourned from this meeting. Thank you all, and stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome.